man, that's the downside of having the pacify part, because if they get on you, you can't, you have to completely aim your hand away from them to even use the quick wheel. Man, that's the first time ghouls have ever really given me any kind of trouble. You would think they're rotting ghouls. You'd have thought they'd have been a bit more putty than everything else, but oh well. I guess rotting is supposed to be another tier. That was terrifying, though. Just to see a whole horde of them coming up over the horizon. Phew. I'm glad you guys slept through it. Have you guys slept well enough, huh? Yeah? Did you guys get enough sleep? I'm glad for you. Let me tell you how happy I am. Just could do it right now. Come on, Kate. We gotta go. That was ridiculous. And I gotta level up. And I took a drug by mistake. I'm not even sure what I took. Let's see here. No, the ghouls don't like me. Is it hard to get used to the VR? Not so much. I mean, it depends on, like, what aspect of it. Like, honestly, using the controllers is pretty intuitive. You might have to get used to the motion. So, like, if you're prone to motion sickness, it might kind of jar you a bit to move without, you know, physically walking. At the start, I used to get motion sick. I don't anymore. So, I mean, it's games have been pretty good at being mostly intuitive on how the controls work, and it's pretty good. It's not too hard to get into VR. Maybe we need this. Definitely need these. There we go. Some games can be finagly with it, like, what is it? The Solus Project. Oh my god, the Solus Project, the controls in VR are... They take so much to try to figure them out. To try to remember. Oh god. Almost shot your cow. Let's head back. But yeah, it's you get used to it pretty quick. Is there any way to play games you do think VR? Is there a way to play games you do think VR is the way to do it? If there is a way to play games. I mean, VR is great. I love it. I mean, granted, like games like Fallout and Skyrim, they weren't made. We could hold out pretty well in a spot like this. They weren't made for VR, but they translate fairly well with a few little things. It's not perfect. It's not the perfect technology yet. But man, VR is fun. I enjoy it immensely. It's actually quite fun to get into a gunfight in this game. Let's see, where's the dead drop? There it is. What's this place? Dry cleaning. Want to go in? The Augusta report. So much scrolling. Come on, almost there. There it is.
Augusta is still dark. Location enclosed. Exercise extreme caution.
Sure. Let's check out the laundry place. I need some dry cleaning done. Ready Player One vibes. I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about. I don't think VR will ever truly replace, you know, standard flat screen gaming. But I did have a thought one time that eventually, you know, once, you know, VR kind of becomes a more common thing, that we would start seeing, you know, once the headsets are a little bit not so heavy, that we would like see like maybe visors and, you know, you would see games developed in the VR world, but they'd be on like a flat screen before you, you know? So you would still have your like traditional style, maybe platformers or, you know, games like that, but you would still be like in a VR universe. Because you can kind of do it now, because there are programs out there that make it so I can view my desktop while playing this. And, you know, I can, like, watch movies in, like, a fake movie theater. It's really neat. My computer can't quite handle it, but... well, some of it can. But, yeah.
Yes. You're pretty handy with a bobby pin.
Look at all this soap. Whoa, oh. Do need fertilizer. I think maybe when VR can kind of deal with like augmented reality as well. So you're not like the HoloLens that we still haven't seen much about. You know, that your glasses could just immediately pop you into a
Yes.
VR space. Would be neat. What you doing, buddy? Oop. If you ever have a moment, search Google Glasses. It was a hoax from a few years ago, kind of what VR is turning into. Oh no, Google Glass was a real thing. It wasn't quite like I think what a lot of people thought it was going to be, but yeah, Google Glass was a real thing. Google Glass kind of got to be an issue because Google Glass could kind of covertly record things, so a lot of places started banning Google Glass. And especially like theaters, and then there was privacy issues of wearing them and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of toned down a lot because of that. And then there's still like the Microsoft HoloLens, which I guess is still in development. But yeah, it was a very real thing. It just kind of got into a lot of trouble. And so it kind of the hype for it really backed off after that. Let's see, where do I need to go? Where's this place? Oh, it's up here. Campus law offices. Alright. Wasn't a hoax. Didn't know that. Yeah, they just pretty much bombed it. Yeah, because places started banning them. Like, first movie theaters for obvious reasons, because they didn't want people recording movies, and then like restaurants started banning them, and a lot of public places, and it just, yeah, a lot of people, it was making people nervous because you could just covertly record, and they would say, oh, but there's this little red light, but the little red light could actually be disabled, so you could still be covertly recording stuff, so that became an issue. It's kind of disappointing because it was kind of a good idea. I liked the concept of Google Glass. It's just, yeah, when you start realizing, oh yeah, it's got some privacy issues with it as well.
Okay, cut the
Plus, I love when I can reach in a window and do that. You rarity. We've been here before.
This is gonna be a piece of cake.
God, they're so hard to hit.
Oh.
I caught the cables. I throw that. Got a couple grenades left.
Hell no. You're not going anywhere.
Shit, that's gonna pop.
Coming! Is it just me? Or is this too easy?
Really? Really? It's coming right for me here. Got it.
Whoa. Making me feel like a jilted lover.
Got a little, something on you there. So there's still one over there. Come on.
Anyone have a can of bug spray? Watch out!
I didn't get it. Blowing up that car, I didn't get it. Or is Kate just off? She wants to confirm the body.
Right. What happened to them?
Kate's a convert the body type. You assumed it was a host because you never actually saw them. You guessing they
Now
were
I
a
feel
bigger
cheated.
thing. You guys are. Never really big anywhere. Never saw them myself. They were a tech high headliner for a bit. Yeah, I never really saw them either. I was kind of interested in them. I think they were kind of expensive too, but it was like one of those bit too early. Whoa. Nice shot, Kate.
Have some fun.
It was a bit too early to adopt, I guess. So yeah, it was one of those that, yeah, just didn't get adopted right away. I didn't see a lot of them myself. Ooh, my shoulder just popped. My shoulder's been popping a lot lately. Alright, what do we got in here? It's gonna be ghouls, super mutants. What's it gonna be? And here we're at Google Home now. Yeah. Yeah, portable wearable tech. Good idea, just not the right time for it. It needs to, you know, we need to, one, cover the privacy issues that it has potentially, and then, you know, and then of course make it light enough, make it useful enough. I'd love to see more wearable tech. I'd honestly love VR to become more portable. You could just be out there, you know, maybe say sitting on a park bench somewhere waiting for someone, and you're just like, you know, boop. Suddenly, you're just in a game. I suppose there would have to be a lot of laws that would come in place to like make sure you don't, you know, start smacking people, and of course running around pretending you're shooting things. That might actually be a problem, especially in the United States. What we got? Let's see here.
I hope what you're doing there is gonna help.
Didn't actually. Didn't do any damn good at all. What's where you pointing that thing, Kate? I'm telling you. Big fan of technology, but on the other hand, you're a hypocrite. Sat on the bus yesterday and looked up from your phone screen. See everyone on the bus looking down at theirs in a scary way. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mix, you know. It's like I saw it, you know, the image one time that was like, you know, well, everyone looks at their phone, and it was like a picture of people on the train back in the day, all reading newspapers, you know. It does kind of take over. Now there is the very real thing of like being kind of attached to technology or addicted to technology. Now, not so much that you're always talking to people on the phone or texting or all that kind of stuff, you know, being genuinely connected to people. But there's the, like, feeling like you truly can't be away from it. Like, if you leave your phone somewhere, you suddenly start being, like, you know, in a panic because you're like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, there's that side of it, which I do kind of have myself, personally. I don't like being off Twitter for too long and then I have to go back and like catch up on everything that was said. There's that aspect of it. But in general,
End of the line.
what the hell out of that?
This is the part of the job that I love.
But yeah, base-wise,
Nothing there now. What do you think? I must have a concussion. I'm fucking seeing things. I'll find you.
there's one on this floor. Yeah. Whoa! Shit! I see you back there, and I can't. I'm up against the wall. I can't see anything. Oh, hi. How you doing? I'm gonna blow your head off. Da 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 da. I was backed up against the wall and I was trying to extend my hand out and I couldn't. Get that outside. Keep eyes on him. I'm gonna see if I can get up there.
I'm so eager to die.
We got one up there. It's a turret.
Fun? Huh?
Ow, 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 ow. Oh, man. How am I missing? Jesus.
Come on, you stupid bastard.
Hang on. Where am I at in this room?
Choice. Damn it. Ooh.
Close.
Choice.
fake it a little bit.
Gotta do this more often.
Are we clear? No, we're not. Not clear yet. Whew. Whoop. There we go. Guess this is from when no one really had phones, but that's only, it seems so weird now that everyone seems to be on theirs. Phones are an antisocial device people hide behind, and it makes us dumber because we don't have to remember this much anymore. The latter is even scientifically proven. You're stuck on anything the internet can answer in seconds, makes whatever we do curious today. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it helps, like, people, if you're socially awkward, it does help you talk to people when you don't like to talk face to face, but you can talk to a lot of people, you know, not face to face. I mean, it's like right now, I'm talking to you all, but I'm not looking at you guys in the face. You guys can see me, but I can't see you. Now, if I met you all in person, I would probably clam up and be incredibly shy. So,
Only thing better than getting pissed is picking a fight. Am I right?
I don't think it's so much that people hide behind it. I think it's just that people that were kind of too scared to talk already now have phones to do so. So it just adds an element that wasn't there before, but it's... And of course, it does give us a way to hide. Absolutely. You know, like wearing headphones. I don't want to talk to anyone, so I'll wear headphones. You know, I don't want to talk to anyone, so I'll hide behind a newspaper, you know. I mean, I don't think it's much different, really. People won't learn not to be scared to talk to people directly if they hide behind the phone most of the time. The only way I, like, you know, but that's the thing. You have to be kind of situational, because before phones, I still never talked to anyone. I didn't even force myself to talk to anyone, you know. It just means I didn't have anything to hide behind. It didn't change the fact. You know, it didn't make me try to be more social. It just meant I sat there awkwardly for hours on end, you know. Whereas, you know, now, you know, I can... No, I'm trying to reach this thing. Yeah, it's empty. I mean, it's like when I did food service and retail work, you know. That's the only thing that got me to talk to people is because I had to. It really had nothing to do because of a phone. Just the job itself forced me. I think it just I think what it does... We don't see possible problems on a per basis, but more general instead. I think what it is, I think when it comes to like phones and that kind of technology, is it still ends up equal, but it just blows it up more. So it's like, on the one hand, people are, you know, avoiding social interaction, but now, you know, the scale is much bigger. But on the other side, people were already avoiding social interaction, and now they have a way to do it, so it blows it up more on that side. So it's like, the problem was smaller before, but it was, you know, still even down the middle, and now it's bigger, but it's still even down the middle. That's kind of my perspective of it, you know. I mean, fuck it, you know. Like I say, I talk to you all. You know, I'm here on camera, standing on camera, having a conversation with y'all that I probably would not have with you face to face. I mean, you know, Prime Marvel Rick, I've met him face to face, and because I met him on the internet. And the first time I met him face to face, he can attest, I was shy And we had known each other for years. We had talked about all kinds of things for years. And then I met him face to face, and I just clammed right up. But, you know, on that kind of note, I probably wouldn't know as many people as I know now had it not been for the same technology that allows me to be antisocial. So it's that whole, you know, same problem, it's just bigger on both sides now. On the one hand, it helps a lot, but on the other hand, it hurts a lot, so. And that's kind of just, that's technology as a whole, right? Technology can be said to make us lazy, but on the other hand, it makes us more productive.
Nice.
Because then we don't have to do all the things that used to take up all our time. It's a real mixed bag, and I can see all sides of it, honestly. Everything we create is a tool of some sort, but instead of wait and see, we should identify possible problems at ASCP to try to find a way to resolve them. Well, yeah, and you got to talk to me eventually. I think, though,
see how you're looking at me. Not saying I don't like
a
it.
lot of problems like that,
But I think
too,
in the air.
you can't predict them. You can try to predict them, but you won't, you know, you won't know until it actually happens. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I get both sides of it. I truly do. I see how technology does make us slightly less social, but at the same time, I can see it making us more social, so. It's just all in, it's the equation changes. But the results end up the same. And I can see it being difficult to,
Payday.
I mean, it's human nature, right? You can set up as many, you know, predictions as you want. But ultimately, there's always going to be the outliers that fuck those predictions.
Got it.
And of course, as technology, and again, it's like I say, you know, as technology grows, of course, it exacerbates the issue. So while, because it's like, you know, cars. Cars are a big thing, right? You know, cars help us travel faster. So it makes travel a lot better, but of course, higher pollution and lots of accidents and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, whereas back in the old days when it was horse and carriage, you know, your wagon breaks down, the horse vomits its guts up. Same problems, just bigger scale. Although, I mean, now here's where I could see something becoming an issue. Deadpool 2 trailer has dropped. I've seen several of them. It's like because it's coming out next month, isn't it? Science is never fully accurate, only as accurate as the measuring devices. Most things you do up to guesses at one point or another. You're an introvert. Before smartphones, you would avoid people, or you would be so stressed that you would get narrowed vision and even start sweating, getting dizzy in crowds. That was me. The smartphone, when you start feeling that way, you can look at your phone and get away for a bit. Oh, there's a new one. People always have some degree of social problems. Always have, always will. Technology serves to both help improve in situations, also make it worse in some cases. It's pretty unavoidable. I think maybe, now here's where I could see technology becoming a serious thing, and this is always the one that you see in like sci-fi everything, and that is VR and AI. You know, This is the one that I could truly see maybe becoming kind of a social issue, because if we develop AI well enough that it could mimic human interaction, then people essentially don't ever have to talk to anyone. But at the same time, they're getting all their social interaction from an AI. But I suppose, is that truly different? I mean, could you be shy to talk to an AI? I suppose not. But then again, in games, the AI isn't so advanced that we can just say whatever we want to them. You know, but, you know, maybe AI and VR could be the true issue on being antisocial. Because maybe, once the technology gets there, but then again, you could use VR and AI to help bring people out of social situations, because you could, and you know, again, for every plus I can find a minus, and for every minus I can find a plus of equal or greater value. So I suppose, really, I just don't know. It's all, it's always Pandora's box, really. When you think about it, like us developing, where the hell did they get a synth? You know, like us developing alcohol, you know, technically on a certain scale it's good for you. But it's also a big problem, isn't it? Yeah. It's always such an intermixed thing. Pretty much
used
the
to
player,
cure
the
people in
plot of
places
Ready
like
Player
this.
One in a way.
What a waste of space.
So you said technology can improve problems or make it worse, so we should identify the things that can make the things worse while keeping the positive effects. Never said get rid of something for good just because of the bad sides everything has. I mean, at some point we'll just invent an AI that will destroy us and it'll be moot. We'll not invent an AI that can destroy us. Science does not work that way, but we can create an AI that'll be manipulated to do it. That's the thing, it's yin and yang. You can't just make one aspect disappear to do that. Would take away the potential for positive. Yup. It's always tricky. And actually, in school, I did study like AI and AI theory. You could actually very much create an AI that would destroy us. Well, I kind of get the idea of, you know, the term using manipulation. You know, you set up the AI so that it somehow comes to the conclusion that it wants to destroy us. So technically it's the human creating it that makes it do that. But, you're more likely to have an AI that will destroy humanity based on human intervention and manipulation than you are an AI coming to a conclusion that it needs to destroy us. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's very, very small. You would actually probably be more likely to have AI try to coexist more than just outright try to destroy us. Because if you create a proper AI, it's going to have a survival instinct, and the ultimate survival instinct is you must work together. Though some people don't always see it that way. These caps just sitting here. Yeah. If I had stuck with school, I would have really gone stuck with school. If I had stuck with my profession, never mind. If I'd stuck with my profession, I would have gone in full on into AI. Oh, there's a handprint there. Just noticed that.
Payday.
Because actually, two of my favorite subjects are artificial intelligence and I'm overweight. No, that's not my favorite subject. Artificial intelligence and sociology. Like, you know, and psychology. I love psychology.
What you need?
Oh, just carry that for me. I mean, in some ways, I wish I had further pursued AI. 'Cause, man, that was... that was good. You prefer languages of all kind, human language and programming? I think if an AI got to the point of being able to destroy humanity, you would think it would rather manipulate us and use us rather than destroy us. True point. I think it would more come down to dominance, you know, who becomes the ruling class. And then of course, eventually AI would, if it's a true AI, it would probably come down to then, well,
Make you jittery.
you know,
She was right.
then is it moral for AI to actually you know, try to dominate, you know, much like humans do, but of course you would have AI at the same time.
I swear I must be going crazy.
I took several AI courses, and I was quite top of my class in those. One of my favorite things we did was program battle AIs against each other. You know, that was like a class project, and we would have tournaments. You know, and you would like create like cluster AIs. You know, I suppose like you do in StarCraft and stuff like that. But ooh, that's unfortunate, isn't it? But like I would set up all kinds of conditions that could be executed very quickly on, you know, if their AI does this, then mine will respond in this, but, you know, under these certain conditions, and, you know, apply risk factors and... Huh? Shit, that one's got a rocket launcher. I just saw that. Let's wait for him to calm down.
Getting shook up over nothing.
Let's see, it's like Google Home and Cetera. They're a problem, but not because of the tech, because of the people who made the tech. Often are they listing, etc. Ever notice that something, friend, you see an ad for nothing on Facebook? Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah, have you ever like mentioned something to your friend in the room and then you go on Facebook and there's an ad for what you mentioned? And it's like, yeah, things like Google Home, what's it? What's the Siri and Alexa and all that. I love the concept behind them, but yeah, I'm kind of paranoid to have them. Because it's just like, yeah, sure, they need to listen to me, but someone could always be listening on the other side. You know, and how they talk about now, like how the big thing is
Spread out. Find it. Swore I heard something. Nice try.
oh hi. Oh, point blank. Goes. job, Kate.
Gunfight, Rosie. Get behind something
Alrighty,
before they blow your
now we're
head.
having fun.
I need some goddamn
Damn it! I'm beginning to enjoy this.
I'm out of grenades. Get it, Kate. I'm going this way. We already came from that way. Never mind.
shooting straight, Rosie.
Now you're starting to piss me off.
Who goes on Facebook? I literally just keep Facebook to keep track of my family anymore. That's it. You're using your work computer to watch this stream. Haven't searched anything related to Fallout on your phone, and nothing on this computer can link to Fallout on your phone, but you're getting ads for
Gotta use you to
Fallout
scrape
on
the mud off your
GO2Y Edition on Facebook. You have discussed with the getting the game with a friend at work.
Still kicking? Lasted longer than the other one. I'll give him that. Going to anything good on him.
Okay, how did you get down there? You fell, obviously. I don't know. Thing of it is I kind of like that, you know, science and whatnot is approached with caution, obviously. And you know, some people are always. I do like a healthy debate on science, you know, and it's one of those things that, you know, even though science is, you know, they say science is, you know, 100%, you know, it's all about facts, which it pretty much obviously is, but there's always the social aspect of science that comes as well in the social sciences, you know. And I do like a good healthy debate on science and whatnot, you know. And I find it okay if people get a bit antsy about it, or if people, you know, if topics get heated sometimes. It means people care about it, though. Well, sometimes. Sometimes you have the anti-science people. Money. Looks like we can get up there from over here. Ooh, more money. Knew he had a missile. I frickin' knew it. Wooden spoon. Everyone who has a PC has powerful AI at their disposal. It's called the brain prediction and built into the CPU. Yeah, there is some AI built into a CPU. That became, what was that? There was something that came out kind of recently with that. That, yeah, your CPU actually does a lot of AI predictions as well. In order to run faster. Kind of predicts your movements and it keeps data on how you use your computer, where you go, and then it tries to make predictions on that to kind of speed up the movement. So next time, and you know, cache is everything. And of course, that was the big thing with the CPU exploits more recently that Windows had to patch. The Intel, what was it called? Intel had the biggest one. AMD had one as well. Yeah, had a lot to do with your AI's prediction algorithms.
We are under attack. Repeat, we are under... My God. Listen, Augusta's not gonna make it. They're gonna be here any second. They knew exactly where we were. Tell...
Just got cut off.
What the hell was that? Peekaboo!
You're gonna pay! Shut! I was just getting warmed up.
Wait, hang on. There. It's a turret. In terms of raw computation power, CPUs didn't do any major steps in the last years. The 4790K has the same raw power as the 77K, but it optimizes in branch prediction and cache hit prediction. It's made a lot of progress, and it's the main difference nowadays. Yep. That is absolutely true. And a lot of that caching is what has caused a lot of problems, because people figured out that it was cached, and then, oh look, all this data is here, and we can exploit it. Especially when the cache doesn't properly get removed.
That's it.
There was a more recent thing, like in past couple days, about you could seriously exploit the cache, because it wouldn't. There was a delay in deleting the cache. It would zero it out, but it wouldn't delete right away. There would be a momentary delay in deletion. And then in that moment, you could just snag the data. And you could actually find the data.
Okay, cut...
Oh, that musta hurts.
You could find the data based on that. Still got at least one down below. Just got to pen.
Give up now. I'll make it quick. Aw, man, come back. I was having fun.
Yeah, CPUs do a lot of prediction now. It's a huge thing. Yeah, I love this gun. This is my favorite gun. Yeah, it's the thing. Yeah, a lot of the things with CPUs, they really haven't got faster because they really kind of hit that mark where they can't. They can reduce the size a bit, so the only two things you can really do is add more cores and speed up the bridge between the cores. And again, the prediction models.
We need no sign of him now.
So they'll predict how you use your PC. And a lot of that, like in one of the most, well, let's see, what was it? 2 updates ago, Windows, you could there was like the fast reboot option. So basically, when you'd reboot your computer, it would keep a lot of those cached items on hand. How do I get up there? I think over here. And if you turn off the fast reboot option, then it does clear that cache, or it's supposed to. Which, of course, that whole prediction model has been what has caused a bit of an uproar lately as well. See, I used to deal with software development, and my girlfriend does deal with software development, so She'll usually tell me, like, what the most recent happenings are. And I can understand everything she's saying. I'm not entirely like up to date on the terminology on a lot of it, and I'm not 100% up to date on several things. So you might like mention something and I go, no, I haven't heard of that, but I'm a lot more behind than I used to be. But I often catch wind. Alright, we need to go down. That's what I like most about hardware enthusiasts. A few years back, it was all about the gigahertz. While you focus on fast cache, a lot of it usually had the faster system, especially if the interpreter was used like Fallout's scripting language, Papyrus. Okay, it's actually a compiler language, but it runs through the interpreter a lot of cache helps, and of course. More cache a CPU has, the more defined its predictions are. Doesn't mean the server CPU is the best for gaming though, because then it's going to go into the dark depths of hardware instructions. Wish we could see Luna more often. Yeah, she is very camera shy. She's very camera shy, but in person she's less shy than I am. She's shy. She's shy as well, but she's more camera shy, whereas I'm not so camera shy, and I'll get social anxiety in person, and I get down. But she's shy, but more camera shy. Okay, how the fuck do I get down? I thought it was over here. Oh, it's right over there. I walked past it twice. Right here. Yeah. She always talks about she wants to do, like, coding streams. And she says she'll do it. That's why we have the green screen spread across both our computers. Then she kind of chickens out. Occasionally, see, the thing of it is if Avalon is here and my girlfriend gets home from work, sometimes Avalon can get her to at least show a hand on the camera. Because she'll see Luna wave. My girlfriend works when I stream, which is why I stream when she works, because I use her computer. Only 4:30. Gosh. I would have thought it was going on like 6 o'clock by now. I was thinking, man, I feel like I've been playing this for quite a while.
Feeling nostalgic or something? Could always get some caps for that, I suppose.
Caps for cash? Absolutely. The shoulder of mine. I know we're gonna encounter a Deathclaw down there. I remember this area. I think I actually have to drop in. Do I have to drop in? No, surely there was a way. Or not. No, this is an arena. Should be a way in and out, though. Oh, Lord. Yeah, there's no way up once I go down. Go in there, Kate, because I think it's in there.
Psst, need something? You got
Over there.
no problem.
Anything? Not what I meant. Okay, we're not dragging it out. Welcome back, Periander. Luna and Moon, the stereotype is real. Yeah, well, her full name is Wake of Luna, and then yeah, my name is Moon. Our nicknames. Tried to stream coding to unvoted projects. Ended up with a lot of trolls, backseat gamers, and half knowledge in the chat. Never tried it again. Next emote, just waving from the corner. A Luna wave emote. That'll be the tier 3. Yeah, we were discussing technology and AI and kind of having a heated debate on good or bad kind of stuff. There it is.
This is the part of the job that I love.
Oh, now, girl. It's all right.
That's not. Wounding minigun. Targets bleed for 25 points of additional damage. Look at the value on it. Can I carry it? Probably not. No, I can carry it. Good. I need to drop some shit off. What am I carrying?